Hello everyone, welcome to TOI Digital, your guide to all that's happening in the world of cricket. And the ICC Men's T20 World Cup is now behind us, but it's time to reflect on what has happened. I got with me Dwaipa and Datta joining us from Chennai. Also joining us from Mumbai is Nitin Naik. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us today on TOI Digital. Dwaipa, I want to start off with you. Though the question says that is this the best white ball Indian team of all time? If I were to change it, and say, is this the best T20 side ever? Is that a better way of putting it?
Yes, the that white. I was surprised with that tag, that best white ball team of all time. White, there was an
Very, very
Australia. That,
soon in India, we sort of club ODI, and I think we need a separate term for ODI cricket because
yeah,
it can't be clubbed with this T20 anymore.
right. But if we talk about T20 cricket, yes, the kind of dominance that this Indian team has shown in a format as flippant as T20 over the last 3 years, it is probably time to say that this is the best T20 side that we have seen in the 20 years that T20 cricket has been there. But as even as we talk about the Indian team, it is actually it is the immense power of the IPL that has gone a long way into making this Indian team the way it is. Indian players don't play in other leagues. The best of the best come and play here. They, there is no international window uh, open when when IPL is played. There all international windows are open when the other leagues happen. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of issues that have gone into making India the superpower in T20 cricket that they have become now. But probably we can safely say that this Indian T20 team is a bit like the dream team basketball team of USA since the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. And that also, just as that team is also about NBA and the power of NBA, this Indian T20 team is about the IPL.
Yeah, Nitin, would you agree with the question that is the best white ball Indian team of all time, or is it the best ever T20 team across nationalities?
Yeah, I wouldn't say best white ball team. I think I would give that title to the Australian team of the 90s, to the 2007 World Cup when they won two 50 over World Cups unbeaten, several bilateral series.
Two
In between,
Champions
they won two
Trophies.
Champions Trophies. I would not say that was the best. This is the best white ball team, but definitely the best ever T20 team, yes, across conditions, because they played well in South Africa, they played well in Australia, and they've dominated. And consistently getting uh, scores of over 200, 250, three times over 250 in this World Cup. So, and mostly all bases covered. uh, IPL, the triumph. I mean, we when initially the team was not winning the 20 over tournaments, and we were seeing the other teams winning it. In fact, for three successive editions, I think India did not even get out of the Super 12s, if I'm not wrong. 2009, 2010, and 2012. 2012 I think was the first time India won a game outside the first round, when they won by one run in Colombo, thanks to Lakshmipati Balaji getting the final wicket. But by that time, India was already out of the tournament. So I think it took time for uh, the team to embrace the kind of T20 cricket. I think the best thing to have happened was the crushing losses that happened in 2021 and 2022, that made the team realize that they were playing a format or a style of T20 that was outdated, and it took a shock of that amount, or the strong reaction that came about after those two World Cup exits. It took that kind of extreme reaction to make the team play in a certain manner. And I think I think Rohit Sharma gave a good interview to Ashwin recently, where he said that they tell certain players that what kind of cricket that you were playing was outdated, and some players were not very comfortable with hearing that honest truth. So even in 2024, I think Virat Kohli embraced failure by trying to go harder in the power play, in trying to fit into that team as an opener along with Rohit Sharma. Eventually, he came good in the final, but he was willing to embrace the initial failures to get that eventual success. So I think, yeah. So this team, and as Gambhir also said yesterday, that I'm more than happy to get bowled out for 100, but we will never compromise on this high risk, high reward style, and credit to them. Really, I mean, yes, this is the best ever T20 team. Yes.
Dwepan, why is there a confusion in India about ODI and T20? Why do we mix those two formats and club it together in your view? Though Gambhir did not, to be fair to him, he said, this is not our era because we lost
Yeah.
the last two of the three for one day series. Why do you think it happens? Is it lazy?
Le- I see. We always live so much in the present these days. Like we always go for the easy headliners. So if we say it's the best white ball team, like that comes naturally to us. So that is why it is being said. Like ODI and T20 cricket are two different formats and hugely different formats. ODI cricket is much closer to Test cricket than it is to T20 cricket. Like the middle overs is a different game altogether in ODIs. So it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game where the dynamics are different. So I think it is probably a little bit of laziness. It is probably finding an easy headline, an easy headline. That is how we have made these two together. And another reason could be, again we have to go back to IPL, that even when the ODI team is selected, ODI team is also selected at the end of the day on the basis of IPL performances. Like as we will go forward, we will see that IPL performances will have a huge say in the way the Indian ODI team shapes up in the next one year. Like so, I think that is again another reason why this T20 dominance it has kind of taken over every other format, ODI being the first in line.
Nitin, 10 years ago, when West Indies outgunned India in the semi final in Mumbai, I thought the format is slipping away from the T20 format is slipping away from India because they hit more sixes than India. I thought it's becoming a game of brute force. India doesn't have it in their system to play like that. Are you surprised by the 360-degree turn? And yesterday, in effect, it was the brute power that led India to this title.
I'm not surprised, Chandresh. I think Gautam Gambhir is a very, very smart T20 coach. I think this is the format that he is the most creative, intuitive. I think this is the format that he has cracked absolutely as a mentor, as even as a captain. Even when he was, captaining KKR, he made that change after I think KKR had won 2 out of 7 games in 2014, and um, he made Robin Uthappa open with him, realizing that they need a little bit more dynamism at the top of the order. Uh, and also, if you see the team that he built with LSG in the first year in 2022, I think the kind of team, the players that he got in. Nicholas Pooran obviously was a year later, but he got in Quinton de Kock, KL Rahul. So he realizes that the teams ace the T. I mean, either the game is lost in the power play or won in the power play, especially with the batting. And I think he realized that six hitting, and also the fact that a player has to be comfortable hitting a six of the first ball. I think that's why the insistence on having players like Shivam Dube, Hardik Pandya, Tilak Verma, who can hit the first ball that they face for a six. So I'm not at all surprised that this Indian team is capable of hitting, capable of hitting sixes. Barring the last three players, I think from number one to number eight, everyone can hit the first ball that they face for a six, uh, and credit to them. And also hitting sixes without losing shape. Barring the brief struggle that we saw Hardik Pandya endure yesterday, where he was losing shape. I think most of the players retain their shape and still are able to hit sixes despite looking powerful but yet aesthetically pleasing.
Dwepan, I just want to focus on this particular thing. 10 years ago, if the Indian team think tank had a choice between picking Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill, they would have gone with the Shubman Gill. We saw that in the selection of Ajinkya Rahane for that T20 World Cup and the kind of knock he played in the semi-final. Even the likes of Shikhar Dhawan, they were more suited for the one-day format than the T20 format. So if this was 10 years ago, Shubman Gill, Shreyas Iyer, and KL Rahul would have played in the T20 World Cup and not the choices that the team made this time in Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, and Ishan Kishan. Also, I find it interesting that they said that let's not waste a space like it happens in Indian households, like strain till the very last minute to get the full tea bag into the tea. And so get the wicket keeper to open the batting, not think like a test team that having a third opener, two wicket keepers, that kind of a thing. So, like Nitin said, it is a proper modern T20 thinking from the coach and fully backed by the selection panel and bought in by the captain.
if,
You're on
if
mute.
you see if you see 2016, like in that West Indies side, there was a Lendl Simmons, there was a Marlon Samuels. So T20 cricket at that point of time was being played slightly differently. West Indies had more power hitters in the middle. They had a Pollard, they had a Bravo, they had a Russell,
Rathod.
all in their prime. They're all in their prime. They had that Sammy, so all in their prime. So that made a difference, and they had a Chris Gale up top, but they also had these kind of players. So there was a place for such players at that point of time. The change that has happened, it did not happen with b- via Gautam Gambhir. The change happened with Rohit Sharma. The 2022 defeat, when they lost to England the way they did, and then that soul searching happened. And then they decided. And another thing, while the six hitting is an issue, and how did this six hitting and hitting became so part of their DNA, is that idea is that this having eight batters is a thing that has brought in a lot of security for the batters. Now they don't preserve their wickets, they don't preserve their wickets, they just go for the ball, for the ball from ball one. And if they get out, no problem, because you know that in 6 games you will get runs in 2 games or 3 games. That is the nature of the beast. So and by having eight batters, what you are doing is you are having three bowlers and all rounders, and those three bowlers thing, India has been immensely lucky that in this phase they got a Jasprit Bumrah in his absolute prime. Like, had there not been a Jasprit Bumrah, this dominance wouldn't have happened. Like, as we talk about T20 cricket and modern T20 cricket and batters and this and that, we tend to forget that we win more T20 matches with Jasprit Bumrah than we win with our batting. Like yesterday, the fear of Jasprit Bumrah and the 4 for 15 that he took, that is equally important as Sanju Samson's 89 or whatever he scored. So, as far as I'm concerned, the jewel in the crown in this T20 team is not a batsman; it is Jasprit Bumrah.
Okay, let's take some questions from our chat window. We have a super chat from Chirag Patel. Nitin, uh, he says, next World Cup selection, I predict Yashasvi won't be carried as third opener. The second wicket keeper will be the opener. Sanju or Ishan will be number one slot, will be decided on venue like all rounders. Uh, and like I said, it's not a test selection where you need to have three openers, two wicket keepers, four fast bowlers, three spinners. You don't need to do that anymore. In fact, they don't do that in Test cricket also now. But in T20 cricket, increasingly you will find the skill-based players having more
Yeah.
than one skill, getting preference over one skilled player. Like else, Shreyas Iyer would have also been part of the squad.
Correct, and I think what this team has shown is that the flexibility of barring the two guys at the top. I think even that has changed. Sanju has gone down and scored runs. Ishan has gone down and scored runs. Tilak Verma has gone down and scored runs. Dube has been promoted up. So the fixation for batting order slots has kind of been has been erased. So they don't have they're not very possessive about their batting numbers. And I think if we pick Yashasvi Jaiswal, then you have to play him in the top order. So or as an opener. So and also another guy who can't bat and nor can he keep. So that's where the problem would arise. And unless there is and I don't think that you know T20 teams now going forward will will look at this tournament as as a kind of a reference point and how India play their T20 cricket. They would not do the mistake what India did in 2016 of having some of their power players sit in the shed. Look, I don't think Raina batted in that match in the semi-final against West Indies at Mumbai. He was still sitting in the dugout. uh, Virat batted for about 58, 59 balls or 49, 50 balls. Ajinkya Rahane used up a certain number of balls. Rohit Sharma used up a certain number of balls. So, what this team under Gautam Gambhir and Suryakumar Yadav have done is they tried to maximize their batting potential, even if they are brief knocks but impact knocks. And I think this will be the reference point for all teams going ahead. That make use of your batting resources. Don't make them sit in the shed, and make sure that one guy doesn't use up 40, 50, 60 to 70 deliveries.
There's one more super chat, this time for you, Dwaipan. Prasanjit Jana says, Sanju phoned Sachin. What was the batting coach doing?
The batting coach is a batting coach, and Sachin Tendulkar is a Sachin Tendulkar. So it is not a problem if he had a word with Tendulkar, and if Tendulkar said something to him that worked well for him. So what is the problem? Like, if the batting coach might have said something, the Tendulkar could have told him something which worked well for him. So I do not see a clash there.
And it would not be skill based, right? It would be something to do with mentality.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think Dwaipan, like the Nitin will also relate to this. It's like in '87 Bangalore Test match. Uh, Bishan Bedi made a passing reference to remark to Iqbal Qasim and Tausif Ahmed. They turned the Test match on its head. Zahir Abbas told something to Azharuddin about his grip, and it changed his career forever. Yunus Khan credits Mohammad Azharuddin for his batting renaissance in 2016. So it could be as simple as that, like you said.
Must could be very could very well be like that is the idea of sport. Like, knowledge should be shared. Like, it should not be just kept to you. And yeah, but Sachin, if he had a word of advice, something, a little change here or a little change there, that made a difference, then there is no problem in that.
Okay, there's one more super chat from Chirag Patel. Nitin, yes, the template changed because of up to number 8 batsmen are there in the World Cup in 2020. Batting department is compulsory in 50 overs. Also, should not change. Okay. So the batting order in the one dayers, Nitin, is going to be completely different. Uh, uh, Unless they make
I
some
think
dramatic.
the number eight thing that Chirag is mentioning here is correct, because I think that the fact that we did not have a number eight batter in the 2023 World Cup final caused Virat and KL Rahul to bat in that manner. I think we were playing batters only till number seven, and we did, and with the other four guys were what, Kuldeep Yadav, Mohammad Siraj, Mohammad Shami, and Bumrah. So I don't think, and that is why I think KL. I think that's why also I think, although that was a tactical error according to me, I think that is why, to elongate that batting order, I think he demoted Surya and he sent Jadeja up, which I think slowed down proceedings even more, because Jadeja kind of got stuck. Uh, So I think that is the reason why both Virat and KL Rahul, once Shreyas Iyer was dismissed in the 11th over, they batted the way that they did. I don't think had they got the security of a Ravindra Jadeja batting at number 8, which we saw in the Champions Trophy, if that had been the case with an Akshar or someone else, I don't think KL Rahul and Virat Kohli would have batted that way.
Dwepen, there is a question from Sarat Chandra Marti. He says GG accepting that he lost two of the last three ODI series sums up. We have to look at his coaching stint according to formats. So does BCCI look into that and change test coach? It's time to change in test.
I don't think there will be a change in test coach at the moment. I don't think so. The bullet has been dodged. It is a lot about optics when it comes to coaches being selected and being sacked, etc., etc. Because I don't think, because now that the T20 World Cup has been won, there will be a period of honeymoon for from here. India will win everything against Afghanistan, and then the difficult period will start. Difficult period will start with those two test matches against Sri Lanka and those two against New Zealand. So we have to see how the team performs there. So I don't think before that there will be a change in coaching, and there will be this talk about continuity. 2027 World Cup, we don't want to make any changes here and there, like all those things will come into play. So I think that coach change bullet has been dodged for the time being.
Nitin Chirag Patel says, as a super chat, he says, Chandresh, I told you, in the 2027 50-over World Cup, Yashasvi won't be carried as the third opener. Second wicket keeper will be the opener. Number one slot player will be decided on the venue like all-rounder. Nitin?
Yeah, he's right. Probably because they would need flexibility, even because I think looking at looking at the pitches all over the world, I think the in white ball cricket the pitches are quite homogeneous. You know, it's almost the same. All the wickets are very flat unless you're playing. Uh, Unless you have an early start in the high wild where in Centurion or in Joburg where the ball tends to move around a bit because of the height of those two venues. But I think if you are playing on flatter pitches, although I think because the tournament is going to be held in October, November, early part of the season, so the wickets might be fresher. But I do feel that even the South African pitches in 50 over and T20 cricket have become very flat, and I think the players even in the 50 over format will need to be players who are a little more dynamic, who are a little more. Although Yashasvi plays well on pitches which offer pace and bounce, and because South Africa is a difficult place to fly in replacements immediately, so they may just be tempted to carry an extra opener in case one of them gets injured.
Okay, well, just some breaking news coming in right now. Sri Lanka have appointed Gary Kirsten as the new head coach, replacing Sanat Jayasuriya, who stepped down at the end of the T20 World Cup campaign. So he'll take charge from 15th April 2026. That makes that Sri Lanka series even more interesting.
Yeah, but yeah,
He'll not play.
that
He'll not play, but still,
he will not play. It would have been. I think it would have been more interesting if Vikram Rathore and Sridhar were still there in the Sri Lanka team when
you never know.
India went.
They
Yeah,
could probably be.
if they are still there, because Karsten, though, after that India stint, he has a history of failures
But he did
after
well
that.
with South Africa. He did well with South Africa.
It took them to number one. Yeah.
He took them to number one status in Test cricket.
Okay, but WTC wasn't won under him.
That was he was
That was before WTC started.
much before
Before
But they
WTC
won the
started.
mace. But they won the mace.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
WTC would have started in 2011 itself, but for your city mate that it did start. The logo was ready in 2011. I uploaded it on the website. Everything was ready. Your city
Okay.
mate did not allow it.
Okay.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. This is a question for you, Nitin. Introspect says, Nitin sir, not till 7. In fact, on slow pitches, batters like Jadeja and Sky were as good as tailenders. So India literally had batting 5 in 2023 World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, if we sometimes out of sheer desperation or boredom, I tend to cast my memory back at some of those games, look at the scoreboards, and more and even more. Why didn't, after they had ensured qualification for the semis, why didn't the team change and bring and make these tweaks of making the players who have not yet been batting through the tournament, give them a little bit more game time, and maybe that would have served them well in the final. But I think it just wasn't meant to be. It's just Jadeja and
And that,
Surya. Surya, I think the one of the best calls that this regime took immediately after 2024 was they told Surya that you're going to be looked at now purely as a T20 player. So, although I know in his heart of hearts he still wants to play the ODI format, but I think he has been. Ajit Agarkar was very categorical when he said that we are looking at Surya now only as a T20 player.
yeah, Dwaipa, and that's probably one of the reasons why Surya doesn't have the same kind of aura as your other three World Cup winning captains, because we are still looking at T20 cricket as like the lesser cousin or the lesser mortal in the cricketing firmament, isn't it?
Actually, Surya Kumar, like Rahul Dravid also was not a great fan of Surya Kumar, the one day batter. Like I remember a press conference before the World Cup, forget which one, where Rahul said, which he normally doesn't say like that. He said that Surya Kumar has certain problems in his one day game because he doesn't play straight enough. Like he's always looking for those cross batted shots which work brilliantly in T20 cricket but doesn't work in ODI cricket. In ODI cricket, you have to know how to play straight. So he always had a reservation. I think it was Rohit Sharma's had immense faith in Surya Kumar Yadav. Had immense faith. That is why under Rohit Sharma he made his Test debut also. So that is so once though that thing happened and 2023 happened, Surya Kumar like was phased out of one day cricket. And but poorer cousin and all, I don't think it's a poorer cousin. Like even though you are saying that the aura is less, but uh, T20 cricket will be the more important format because it is more consumer friendly. So this is the format that is going to stay. So even if it is not now, because we have these World Cups and all that, but T20 is the format that is going to rule. Let's not fool ourselves.
Dwaipan, just another question to adding to that. Is this the only squad in a long time of an Indian team which didn't have a real superstar? Bumrah is regarded by all of us in the cricketing ecosystem, but he's not somebody that people pay to come and watch play. To be fair, it does
No,
this.
that is
This
because he's a bowler.
that's what I want to know. Is this the
Normally
first?
people do not come and watch a bowler.
Yeah, in India. But what I'm trying to say, the Shane Warne they would have, but not Jasprit Bumrah.
Wasim
So
Akram they would have.
yeah. So why, and Vakarinis as well. Why I wanted to ask you is because for the first time in a long time, I felt this was a squad where we keep saying star-studded Indian team, star-studded Indian team. This really didn't have a star per se. They will now become
Probably.
stars.
Yeah. There was no like standout superstar in this Indian team. The guy who was closing in on that standout superstar category was Abhishek Sharma. Abhishek Sharma has that kind of an aura, like as in the makings of a superstar that he has, but then he has to back it up with performances. He's probably the only player who has that superstar thing to him. But yeah, the being a superstar in an Indian circuit is not just about playing your cricket well. There are a few other things attached to it. So yeah, that is the thing. So yeah, you are right. There was no batting superstar per se in this team. That was a good thing that India did. Like that's why they dropped Shubman Gill, which was a bold move to do because Shubman Gill is your superstar. He is being seen as the superstar, the pin-up boy, everything, money hinged on him, all those things. But still, India chose to drop him and go with somebody else. So that was a that go with actually Ishan Kishan that he came in place of Shubman Gill. So that was a bold call, bold, brave call. Yeah.
The coach is a superstar, Chandresh. This is pretty
Yeah,
much the coach's team, not more than the captain's team. I think this is the coach's team
yeah.
because I think
Uh,
as soon as he took over, uh, they treated this as if like a project. Winning this World Cup. Everything that they did in the T20 team was geared for this day, and this is very much the coach's team.
okay. Ritambra Goswami has a question, Nitin. He says, Sir, fast bowling depth improve hoga kya? Too dependent on Jasprit Bumrah in every format. This is something that I keep getting asked as well. Because in Test cricket, you have a problem with the fast bowling. You don't have the fast bowlers that you had about 4 5 years ago. In one day cricket, you have a problem because you need wicket takers there as well. You can get away with that in T20 cricket. And
Yeah,
Jasprit Bumrah doesn't play enough cricket outside the major events.
yeah.
So you have a
In fact,
problem
the
there.
last one-day match he played was the World Cup final.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a problem there, don't you?
Yeah, they do. I mean, they even Siraj, I think, is what 31, 32 years old, and unless a new crop comes through, because Prasid, uh, we still look at him, although he's 30, but we still call him young Prasid Krishna. We still call him inexperienced Prasid Krishna. Uh, and he leaks far too many runs. Harshit Rana was showing promise. Unfortunately, he has got injured. I don't know for how long he'll be out of action and whether he'll be coming back, how soon he'll regain his rhythm.
I think he'll be
Um,
fit by March 27th.
Harshit Rana, I doubt. After surgery, I don't think so. Because knee surgery, I don't think he'll come. I think he'll miss most of the IPL. I don't know. I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, if we see the fast bowling crop, if we look at it now, the cupboard looks pretty bare. Mohsin Khan, Avesh Khan injured. Akib Nabi is showing signs of promise. Mayank Yadav is a permanent resident of the COE or the NCA or whatever. Uh, so yeah, some worrying signs there, and unless and I don't see Varun Chakravarti as a one-day bowler. Although I'm talking about spinners here. So and Jadeja also uh, the way he was rendered ineffective against New Zealand in that bilateral series. There are problems. I mean, 2027 won't be as easy.
Yeah, there are problems. Let's see what happens now. Depan, there's a question for you. Now, what's the update on VK and Row future? Because Gambhir is now more powerful. People are thinking ahead, 5 steps ahead.
His press conference yesterday was quite suggestive.
Yeah, quite suggestive. The line that he dropped, that
Yeah,
India, I'm not sure whether they are the best white ball team because we have lost two series. So
yeah, yeah.
obviously he is not being able to build his own team. So now see, whatever, that is why I say IPL is very important. So if in this IPL Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli do not do well, and somebody like an Abhishek Sharma plunders 500 runs, there has to be a lot of chatter around the fact that why not Abhishek Sharma in one day cricket. Or I'm saying maybe Sanju Samson. Like if Sanju Samson is also not part of the one day setup. Sanju Samson gets 500, 600 runs, and Rohit Sharma doesn't get runs, or Virat Kohli doesn't get runs. So there will be this chat. There will be this chatter. Had India not won the T20 World Cup, it would have drowned. Like there were enough voices to ensure that those voices do not take precedent. But here, now that India has won the T20 World Cup with this team, we will tend to believe that this is the philosophy to go with. And if the runs don't come for Rohit and Virat in the IPL, then there will be chatter.
Yeah, it's
More
going
with
to be
Rohit
interesting
than
to see.
Virat, I feel. Because
More with
Rohit,
Rohit than
yeah,
Virat, but like if Virat has a 250 run IPL, like if
But
yeah,
things don't
Virat,
go well.
but
Hmm.
what Virat just had a great one-day season, didn't he? He was the player of the series
And
against South Africa. He did well
he
against New
had
Zealand as well.
true. Yeah, probably they need Virat's experience in the middle order. Like one day cricket needs that one player who knows how to maneuver.
also there are more
Uh,
options at the top, right? And
yeah,
very fewer options at number three, number
Yashasvi,
four. Yeah,
Abhishek. You
Vaibhav
have plenty
Suryavanshi,
of.
you never know.
Vaibhav
I
Suryavanshi,
saw.
Sanju
I
Samson.
saw.
Yeah,
I was just telling somebody, Nitin and Dwapar, I was doing commentary on the DY Patil T20 tournament. The next crop of T20 batters are even more scary for the bowlers than the present crop, and that is Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Priyan Charia.
yeah,
Fearless hitting, no stopping them. So I think more the T20 batting is more
Actually,
secure than the
they
World Cup.
practice six hitting the way our earlier generation used to practice a forward defense.
yeah, yeah.
So that is where the difference has become.
Even that Punjab keeper Prab Simran is very good, very
Oh,
good player.
he's also a pocket dynamo. Yeah,
Yeah,
Then another
but
player we talk about, like I'm sure you would have been part of the national team for any other team. That is Naman Dheer,
yeah,
super player, Mumbai Indians, super
and
player.
I think he can ball a bit as well.
yeah, he can.
Yeah.
Okay. Question here, the pair. Surya to continue as T20 captain. Yesterday he said in PC that his next goal is Olympics gold and 2020 at T20 World Cup. What do you guys think after yesterday's win? Has he prolonged his T20 career?
I think so. Now, a World Cup winning T20 captain who has who had a moderately good World Cup, not the best World Cup, but he scored runs in pockets. Like on the how do you remove him? Yes, we have the a recent occurrence of Rohit Sharma being removed from captaincy after winning ODI captaincy after winning the Champions Trophy. That is there, but how do you remove a World Cup winning captain? It is very difficult, and that is why he said what he said, that he wants to be there in LA 28. Gautam Gambhir will probably back him because they work well together, and so but for the next 1 year, I think T20 discussions will take a little bit of a backseat. It is important for Surya to keep performing. Like he has to get some. He will play well in IPL. He's a superb IPL player. So then he has to keep scoring because that T20 chatter will start after 27 October, and that then it will happen very fast because then it will not be just about the T20 World Cup, but it will also be about LA 28. So lot will be at stake at that point. So this 1 year, he has to ensure that he gets he is in whatever chances he gets, he does well because
Just a
Plus,
right now
four-month
it's very
window.
difficult
Just
to
a
remove him.
4 month window between the two events, actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
four
think
Plus,
months
this
will
way you'll also have Asia Cup as well.
Asian Games,
Asia,
Asian Games
Asia
also.
Cup,
No? Yeah,
Asian Games
no,
this year,
yeah,
this year,
Asia Cup
yeah. Asia
in
Cup
28.
around, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
28.
So you'll have three tournaments to really win.
But LA 28 will be the most coveted. I think in 2028, the most coveted prize in T20 cricket will be LA
Yeah,
28.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, like you said,
Australia will come full, all guns blazing for that. All guns blazing. No injuries, no holidays, no vacations, nothing. They will come all
uh,
guns blazing for that.
though also one more thing that I wanted to say was that there'll be more T20 games for Surya because there's a possibility that they might go to Ireland before they go to England to play four T20 as. Plus, like I told you, Dwaipan earlier, they'll play three T20 as in Sri Lanka in addition to the two test matches because apparently it is to raise money for floods that happened in Sri Lanka last year. And also they might go to Zimbabwe. Plus, the Bangladesh tour might also happen. So
Yeah.
more than the one days, I think there'll be more T20s because the world will want a bite of this world champion Indian T20 side.
But yeah, like maybe smaller games, smaller teams kind of a situation, like
But this is the only format he plays, so he can't afford to sit at home.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
can't afford to sit at home, and he will not sit at home. He will lead. He will play. He doesn't want to sit at home playing one format.
Also, what I figured out here in this World Cup was, I think, uh, with his batting being now moderate, I think Captain Surya is more valuable for India than batter Surya. Uh, that's what I figure. That his tactics, the way he interacts with people, the way he comforts people when a catch is dropped or a bowler gets hit. I think that that aspect of Surya the leader, Surya the captain, is more valued than Surya as a batter.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Nitin, as a question about Shivam Dube, how would you evaluate him as an all-rounder, specifically as he's shown clear improvement in his finishing abilities? What adjustment does he need to make to effectiveness in his bowling? I hope Thala plays him and makes him bowl as well and doesn't just use him as a impact sub. Uh, Didi, please use your good officers to tell Mr.
Impact
Thala.
sub will be Thala himself more often
Needs to
than
get
not.
fitter first, I think, or he also needs to get a little fitter. I think he's a little bit on the heavier side. Needs to get a little fitter. And I have seen him bowl quite decently in the Ranji Trophy here in Mumbai, and he's a decent length bowler. The minute he's asked to bowl that wide outside off stump line and packing one side of the field, I think that's where he gets. Because I think in that Asia Cup final, when he was asked to open the bowling and bowl normal line and length, I think he did a fabulous job. It's just the fact that when he's asked to do something that is out of his comfort zone, bowl wide, bowl slower ones, he's a very good hit the deck bowler if you use him properly after the power play or maybe in the power play with the new ball. I think he's a decent bowler for 1 or 2 overs that way, but I think he's definitely not a 4 over bowler. Batters can line him up.
Yeah, and Gaurav Jain says, Didi sir, Sanju to CSK now looks great.
Yes, it does. It does look great. It does look great. And Sanju Samson, for the first time, I'm seeing like he's scoring runs consistently. Like I did not expect him to get runs in 3 games. Of course, that Harry Brook drop was pivotal to the way this World Cup is being discussed. I know that. Like we have not discussed that dropped catch enough, but yes, he has been very good. He batted beautifully, and it is good for CSK. It's good for CSK that he will come to CSK with a lot of confidence, and way CSK functions. I think they will channelize that uh, hunger and that good form into something more meaningful than just 3 or 4 flash in the pan innings.
Basically, Dwepen, you're saying that Sanju has to send a gift to Harry Brook and Abhishek Sharma has to send a gift to Mitchell Santner.
India should send a gift to Harry Brook because if that catch had
What about
happened
Mitchell
30 for
Santner?
2, four,
Mitchell
Mitchell's
Santner
hands.
also
No, see,
winning the toss
yesterday,
and bowling first,
but
dropping pole
yesterday,
Bekonji.
yes, but even if India they had batted first, they wouldn't have got more than 200, 210. So India would might just have got there. So even if it was a struggle, it might not have been this much of a one-sided game, but India might still have got there. But that Harry Brook catch, like had that catch happened, India wouldn't have been playing the final.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
Indian middle order wasn't firing. We have to understand that. On barring Tilak Varma looked good in whatever. The Indian middle order didn't play well in this World Cup.
Okay, final question of the day, Nitin. What do you think this season CSK has any chances to win sixth title? Because they have a very promising batting lineup. Surinder from Birmingham, England.
Yeah, power pack openers definitely Matre and Sanju, followed by what Brevis, uh,
Ruturaj at 3, Brevis
Ruturaj
at
three,
4,
Brevis at 4. Wow, I mean
Shivam Dube.
then
Shivam
Shivam
Dube at
Dube at
5.
5, then one
So
of the two big buys in
yeah,
6,
is
uh,
6
hmm,
and yeah, I mean
Thala
they
at
look good.
7.
They look good. And I think what would serve them well is the fact that their reliance on playing on those slow, sluggish pitches, I think, has now ended. They'll look to play on good, quick, true pitches, which will suit these players, which will help them to I think firstly they look now they won't look at making only their fortress their home. So now I think because the pitches will be pretty much similar everywhere, I think they'll do well all over India with this batting line.
But the thing is,
Okay.
one among Nathan Ellis and Matt Henry have to come good. I think their
Correct.
problem area is bowling.
Yeah.
Bowling is a bit of a problem area.
One final comment. Ujjwal
They
Maurya
don't have
said.
Jadeja also. Akil Hossain has to play well.
Yeah. One final comment. उज्जवल मौर्य से उस हिसाब से तो साउथ अफ्रीका को सबसे बड़ा गिफ्ट भेजना चाहिए. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Both ways. South
But
Africa.
South Africa was outplayed in that game. Like they were like choked. They really choked in that game. और कैच भी कोई छोड़ा नहीं ना वो फिन एलन या दैट
नहीं कुछ नहीं.
साइफर्ड एंड ड्रॉप्ड आल्सो
कल छोड़ा 2 कैचेस इंडिया ने वापस.
हाँ
कल वापस 2 कैच छोड़ा इंडिया ने. एक शिवम दुबे ने छोड़ा, एक हार्दिक ने छोड़ा.
हाँ,
हार्दिक ने भी एक छोड़ा. अच्छा शिवम दुबे छोड़ा. आई रिमेंबर या
हार्दिक ने कैच छोड़ा, अगले बॉल पे
मिसफील्ड. हाँ. So yeah, but I don't think they would have chased 250. But had they restricted India to maybe 190, 200, it was game on.
New Zealand is a 190 team. It's basically
Yeah,
a 190 team.
Yeah.
Okay, Anit Sadhu कह रहे happiest person will be our highway minister Nitin Gadkari ji. Under our PM leadership and Jai Bhai guidance, they have created a national highway, 3 knockout matches, bowlers are bowling machine. I think this is the best comment of the day. Okay, one final thing. Dwapar Nitin, IPL schedule कब आएगा? यार, मतलब I am remembering the Hina song. आ जावे माही तेरा रास्ता वो देख ले. माही भी आ गए मैच देखने के लिए. अब तक शेड्यूल नहीं आया.
I think they'll wait. I if this West Asia crisis, perceives or it continues for longer, then with ATF becoming a little bit dearer and maybe we could. I mean, I'm just wondering, could we have a situation where all matches are held in one state like we had in 2022, so that there are no flights to be taken?
Never know. What happens? Let's see what happens. अच्छा विशाल देव कह रहे हैं साउथ अफ्रीका को गिफ्ट में कप केक भेजना चाहिए. अरे यार बस करो यार.
But India should also remember that they did make us grovel. Format that matters format that matters वहाँ पे घर पे आके मारा है, and we haven't yet won in South Africa in the last 34 years. So we should remember those things. They have won here twice. And there is a 2027 ODI World Cup coming up, and I do not see South Africa losing that one. They are a very, very, very good side for that format.
And
for that those pitches.
Yeah, and they have also won the World Test Championship, which India has not won.
Yeah. South
Beating
Africa,
Australia. Beating Australia.
Yeah. In fact, end of the year we'll have the unofficial World Test Championship once again. South Africa, Australia. Anyways, thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us today. Remember, everybody, share, subscribe, and comment, and let us know what you think about our discussions. And also remember to press the hype button. Remember, if you want IPL match tickets, you need to ask us questions via super chats. Only then Dwapar and Datta will help you guide to the website where you can buy them. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, take good care of yourselves. It's goodbye and God bless from all of us here at TOI Sports.